Welcome to Borderlands 4. As a fan of the Borderlands franchise, I have 100%ed every single game to date, except for Borderlands 4. The newest installment released on September 12th, 2025, with 35 achievements worth 1,000 gamer score. And let me tell you, this was one of the grindiest Borderlands games to date. The game contains 123 missions in total, 25 coming from the main story, and 98 coming from side missions, with an expected completion time of 80 to 100 hours. So today, in this video, I will be showcasing my 100% achievement completion, and it sure was a fun, but frustrating 100%. The main premise of the story is that you start on Kairos, a planet known to be like a prison, and ruled by a tyrant who goes by the name of the Timekeeper. He controls the population with cybernetic devices called bolts, and commands the Order to enforce his rules. Now, the Order is basically his goons, while he sits around and does absolutely nothing. Of course, if you are familiar with the Borderlands series, we are met with a new generation of vault hunters that seek the vault that leads to the Timekeeper's downfall. There's Vex, Amon, Rafa, and Harlow. And of course, I went with my boy Rafa, not because he's known to be overpowered. Okay, maybe that's part of it, but because he reminds me of the Hunter class from Destiny, and if you know me in real life, you know I spent way too much time, and I mean way too much time on this game. But don't judge me, okay? I was 14 years old. What do you expect me to do? Anyways, upon selecting Rafa, we were dragged out by the Order forces, and this is where we meet the Timekeeper for the first time, and are forcibly fitted with a bolt control device. A little while after, we are rescued by RJ, a member of the Crimson Resistance. The Crimson Resistance is a group of people who rebelled against the Timekeeper, and it's one of the factions we joined. We finally gain control and push through the facility, encountering my first boss fight. We eventually end up on a beach, and we meet the most iconic face of the franchise, Claptrap. Some say he's annoying, but damn, look at his sexy self. I literally did a double take. After about an hour of playing, I encountered my first achievement opportunity to defeat a world boss. Now, these world bosses appear randomly on the map with a white bubble around them. You must stay inside the bubble and defeat the boss for it to count. If you leave the bubble for even a second, it disappears. Now, the frustration had already started early on, since the achievement didn't pop when I had defeated the first boss. So literally a few minutes later, another boss appeared, so I went to fight it, and once again, nothing. So I continued with the main mission, where we meet Rush, the leader of the Outbounders, a faction we ally with. These factions will also provide side missions that will grant achievements for completing all of their specific missions. Progressing through this mission, I get my first achievement, Crimson Rising, for reaching level 10, which was 2 hours into the game, by the way. I end up fighting another world boss, and guess what? Once again, no achievement. And again, no achievement. It had me questioning if I was even doing the right thing.
I don't understand though. Isn't this a public, not a public event, a world boss? I'm confused. I'm not getting the achievement for it.
At this point, I ended up searching it up, and of course, I wasn't the only one having problems. It looks like the Halloween event that was going on at the time of this recording glitched the achievement. So I gave up on it and worked on progressing, which eventually led me to my first vault. Now, there are 3 vaults that are hidden in a sense, because you have to collect fragments first to reveal them. Completing all 3 will eventually lead to an achievement, so that will be talked about later on in this video. After several hours of completing side missions and contracts, I came across one of the few story missions where you earn an achievement for completing it. This mission consisted of storming into and gaining control of Idolator Soul's stronghold. Idolator Soul is one of the many lieutenants of the Timekeeper, and each lieutenant contains a bolt that will eventually help us gain access to the Timekeeper and allow us to access the vault. This fight was pretty simple once I figured out that you had to use these green canisters called Locust canisters that are used to disable invulnerable bioarmor. Once defeated, we end up going back to Rush. He blabbers on for a little, and once he finishes, we unlock the achievement.
False Idolator. Completed mission, rush to gate. Sick.
Completing Rush to Gate was basically the end of being in the Fade Fields, the first area of the game. So I decided to do all the cleanup I could before going on to Terminus Range. Any side missions in the area, activities, and locations. I would like to note right now that you do not have to do the collectibles listed on the map unless you want to. They are not required for the 100%. So once I found my last location, I unlocked the achievement.
Unfaded. Discovered all map locations in the Fade Fields. Sweet.
So nothing was going on at this point, as I was just completing side missions and contracts in Terminus Range. So I eventually got my next achievement, Good Hunter, for reaching level 30. And about an hour later, I encountered my first event. Now, there are 3 events that appear randomly on the map. There's the airship event in the Fade Fields, the Ghirardello event in Terminus Range, and the Creep Impact event in Carcadia Burn, each being their own achievement. Now, I advise, if you see this on your map, stop what you're doing and complete it, because they are not very common. Anyways, the Ghirardello event consists of a slaughterhouse style similar to Borderlands 1 and 2, where you must defeat enemies within a time frame. As long as you get the bronze reward, this will count as an event completion and nets you the achievement Arena Grande, for completing the Gordello event. The next achievement I obtained was simply collecting 60 cosmetics, which you naturally get just by playing the game. Now within Terminus range, you are met with Defiant Coulter, one of the council leaders of the Augurs, another faction that you ally with. You do a bunch of missions and side quests until you get to a mission called his Vile Sanctum, for which you will get an achievement upon completion. The main objective of this mission is to get to the Timekeeper's next lieutenant, Vile Lictor, by retrieving Bruce's core, a companion character that helps you through the mission, to disable phase barriers with Bruce bombs, ultimately leading you to the boss arena. This fight is once again pretty simple, as you just have to destroy his arms and then you can attack his core. Once defeated, I was able to get access to another command bolt, and once I returned to Coulter, I got the achievement.
As if moved by an occult hand, completed mission His Vile Sanctum.
For those who want to play the game themselves, be on the lookout for this side mission, as this is one of 2 missable achievement opportunities. And when I say missable, it just means that if you don't do the correct action at the end of the mission, you will then have to work on it on another character, as you cannot replay this mission. Essentially, you want to follow the mission's instructions until you get to the point of either punching or shooting Francis Oddman. Now, make sure you punch him through the rift, as shooting him will avoid the achievement. Once punching him through the rift, you will then go to this location on the map, and once in front of him, the achievement will pop, granting you
Rift incompatible. Found Oddman's final resting place.
Immediately after completing the previous achievement, I noticed I was missing only one location in Terminus range, so I went to go discover that, achieving
The mountain provides. Discovered all map locations in Terminus range.
As mentioned briefly before, each faction will give out missions to complete, so I got to the point of completing all the missions for the Augurs, leading me to my next
I'm
achievement.
the boss. I'm the boss. Who's the boss? Completed all Augur missions.
After cleaning up all of Terminus range side missions and events, I make it to Carcadia Burn, where we meet another iconic face of the franchise, Moxie. Now, if you don't know this face, you missed out, and I mean you really missed out. Shout out to all the guys who did this glitch in Borderlands 2. Mom, I swear I'm innocent. Anyways, there is an achievement to tip Moxie. However, it wouldn't let me do it at first for some reason, so I went to go meet Levane, the leader of the Electi, which is the final faction we ally with. And then I reloaded into Moxie's, where I was able to tip her and get
Tipped Moxie. Glucose Guardian. For some reason, it didn't pop up, but there's the achievement.
I then worked on Claptrap's final mission, granting me the achievement.
My achievements aren't popping up, but I saw on my phone that I did get another achievement. A widely beloved mascot completed all Claptrap missions. I don't know why they're not popping up.
I then came across the next missable achievement opportunity, which comes from the side mission, Vend of the Line. So basically, you're going to vending machine locations marked on the map, and then inputting a code that's on the back of each vending machine. Once it's inputted correctly, the machine will glitch out and provide you with the next objective. Once that is completed, it will lead you into a cave where you ultimately fight the legendary vending machine, and let me tell you, that machine was tanky. Once defeated, it will tell you to buy a legendary item, but do not. You will find this code on the ground telling you to sell 3 green weapons and then buy the legendary. The machine will then drop a photo that you will give to Zane back at Moxie's bar, and after a lot of blabbering, you will receive the achievement.
Beautiful. All things vend. Delivered the contents of the legendary vending machine.
Now at this point, you see me checking on the Assault Rifle Challenge category in the Jacobs category. This is something I've been working on since the beginning, as they pertain to 2 separate achievements that you will see later on in the video. I found the Jacobs and the Assault Rifle categories to be the easiest and most enjoyable, but essentially you want to complete a gear category and a manufacturer category. Now for some reason, while I was in that same menu that you just saw, I checked my map and I noticed the next world event spawns, the Creep Impact event, and immediately went to go complete it, so I kinda got lucky for just even being in the menu. Anyways, in this event you are defeating these spider looking things called creeps, and some may drop a purple ore that you will have to toss into a grinder located in the area. You must essentially just stay alive and complete those objectives, and upon completion of the event, the achievement Shoot the Moon popped. Soon after, I then attempted the final vault and got the achievement Nothing Left to Guard for completing all 3 primordial vaults.
This was definitely the easiest out of the 3. But here we go. Nothing left to guard. Defeated all guardians and primordial vaults.
Now again, with clearing up everything in Carcadia Burn, I focused on the main mission, Her Flaming Vision, which is another mission that grants you an achievement upon completion. However, pushing through the objective of clearing out the Rippers in the area, I actually managed to discover all locations in Carcadia Burn, popping the achievement Churn to Burn. Discovered all map locations in Carcadia Burn. In a way, this mission is important, as this mission will lead to another lieutenant of the Timekeeper named Callus, the Ripper Queen. However, there was not much to this mission in my opinion, as all I did was find parts for a boost pad to cross a chasm to reach Callus's fortress, defeated a tiny boss, if you want to even call it that, named Mudmouth, and then entered the fortress and her lair and had to defeat her. Once again, the fight was simple. There was not really a mechanic compared to the other fights. The only thing that even prevented her from being GG clapped within 5 seconds was her moments of invincibility. But once again, like every other boss fight, once defeated, I took her command bolt, went back to Levain, and achieved Long Live the Queen. Completed mission her flaming vision. Shortly after, I then finished the last side mission for the electee and got the achievement Mo money, mo problems. Completed all electee missions. I then had to travel back to the Fade Fields for a brief moment, so while there, I just completed the Dr. Tannis Easter egg by shooting barrels in a certain order. It goes corrosive, cryo, incendiary, shock, and radiation, leading me to achievement, cut that out for finding the cutout of Dr. Patricia Tannis. After getting all the command bolts I needed to go after the Timekeeper, I then got into the side plot of the story and focused on saving Lilith. Now, if you don't know who Lilith is, she's a key character in the Borderlands franchise known as the Powerful Siren. So rescuing her and having her by our side would be important for taking down the Timekeeper, which honestly makes no sense because we were alone in the fight despite gaining so many allies. Anyways, it takes me into the mission called Another Day, Another Universe with Zane and Amara, which will lead to an achievement. This mission gave all Borderlands pre-sequel vibes because of having to use oxygen mask and moving around in zero gravity.
This is sick. It's like giving pre-sequel vibes.
The basic premise of this mission was to fight our way and escort Amara to LP's core, where Amara uses her siren powers to create a rift that will lead us into a dimension that Lilith is trapped in. Upon entering and walking for a few moments, Lilith was found and brought back, but she appeared weak. Lurking in the shadows, thinking she's Batman, was Callus, whatever was left of her, and I had to fight her again. The fight was the same as the first time, using her cowardice to be invincible at certain points of the battle, but once again, being the absolute greatest Vault Hunter to touch this game, because you know, I'm a certified gamer, Callus was GG clapped, this time for good. A cutscene then plays out, and I get the achievement.
Ooh, 50 gamer score. Howling on the Moon. Completed mission, Another Day, Another Universe. Getting towards the end.
Now I'm in the final stretch and making it to what they call Dominion City. However, a few minutes later, while making it to a safe house, I get the achievement.
Area of Expertise. Completed a gear challenge category.
And continuing my format of clearing side missions before moving on to main missions, I earned the achievement Master of Death and Dance for reaching level 50. After several hours, it was time to fight my way through the Order forces and reach Ascension Tower, leading me into the mission The Timekeeper's Order, to take down the Timekeeper and finally save Kairos. Once all the Order forces were defeated, I finally made it to the tower and used those command bolts that were obtained from the Timekeeper's lieutenants to open the door. Upon opening the door, I slowly ascended, leading me to the Timekeeper himself in the flesh. The battle itself was so simple, a little too simple, almost as if he had another phase. Oh wait, he did.
Oh my god.
He ended up being a Vault Guardian. But even in this form, it was not much of a challenge. Once he was defeated, Kairos was saved, leading to the achievement.
Everything breaks. Completed mission, The Timekeeper's Order. Sent to the vault.
But that wasn't the last mission. Moments after entering the vault, I was met by RJ. Remember our friend from the beginning? Yeah, well, now he needs to be defeated.
Suffering one hell of a migraine.
And once defeated, Lilith teleported me into the vault where the loot was actual dog water. Like, we saved Kairos and this is what we get? This garbage? Absolute insanity. Now the story is complete, but I have a bunch of cleanup to do. So I went ahead and completed the final Outbounders mission, leading me to the achievement
Pale Blueberry Dot. Completed all Outbounder missions.
Then about an hour later, I completed my final side mission, leading to the achievement Grassroots Campaigner.
Grassroots Campaigner. Completed all side missions.
Then I knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone and found my final location in Dominion City, leading to the achievement Useful Citizen, while also completing my final activity,
Useful Citizen.
leading to the achievement Ruler of Everything.
Discover all map locations in Dominion City. Oh, and I'm also going to get the last activity, which is this auger mine. I'm seconds away from getting this final activity done. There it is. Ruler of Everything. Completed all activities. So now all I need done is getting True Vault Hunter 5 and getting all my characters to 50 and a few little miscellaneous stuff. And then Borderlands 4 will be at 100%ed.
And now, it is time for Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it took me about 30 minutes to figure out how to properly advance in the ranks in this mode. But anyways, Lilith will be at Moxie's bar and provide you with the mission. Now, this mission is just a recycled main mission that makes the enemies a little more challenging. All you have to do is simply complete the mission, and then open your menu, go to challenges, and complete each of these challenges in the Ultimate Vault Hunter tab. Once you complete the challenges in level 1, you will get another mission from Lilith that is once again a recycled story mission. While working on these challenges, I was able to complete the Jacob's Challenge category, leading to the achievement Brand Equity for completing a Manufacturer challenge. Anyways, rinse and repeat the Ultimate Vault Hunter challenges and missions until Ultimate Vault Hunter 4, and now Lilith will have you defeat the 3 Vault Guardians again, and lastly defeat the Timekeeper. Once defeated, you will hit Ultimate Vault Hunter level 5, granting you the achievement
Gear 5. Reached Ultimate Vault Hunter level 5. Awesome.
Shortly after I got the achievement, I earned this for equipping all slots with legendary gear. At this point, I only needed 8 more contracts, so I hard focused on completing contracts in the area and eventually earned the achievement Freelance, but not for free, for completing 80 contracts.
Freelance, but not for free. Completed 80 contracts.
Now, I low-key wanted to save this achievement for last, but since I had a glitched achievement, I went ahead to find Dave the Burrito. All you have to do is find 15 hidden burritos around Dominion City, and once all of them were found, you simply travel to Ascension Tower and you'll find this room that was not accessible before, showcasing Dave the Burrito, leading to the achievement Guac is Extra. Now this is where the pain starts, as I had to get 3 more characters to level 50 for their personal vehicles. So I worked on getting all the characters to level 50, leading to the achievement Catch a Ride for collecting all personal vehicles. With only 2 achievements left, I had to wait around for over an hour for the last event to spawn, as I was missing the one that spawns in the Fade Fields, the airship event. For this event, you have to simply defeat order forces in the area and within each airship that spawns to get value progression on the objective. Now each airship has a timer, so you must leave before it runs out. If you stay too long, you will die and this event is chalk. However, if you stay alive and achieve at least a bronze reward, you will get the achievement Reverse Abduction for completing the airship event.
Okay, so at the time of this recording, it is November 3rd at 3 p.m. And the only achievement I have left is to defeat a world boss, which is currently glitched. So until then, hopefully they release an update soon. I could get this achievement, and then Borderlands 4 is officially 100% completed. Okay, so it has been 3 days since you've seen the last clip, and Gearbox actually sent out an update hoping that this achievement could be fixed. So I did find a boss, so let's see if I get the achievement. I'm praying that it unlocks. There it is. Pop out. Defeated a world boss. So what should have been my first achievement is my last. But Borderlands 4 is 100% completed.
With the game being officially 100%ed, I would like to say that this game was pretty good. It had a pretty good story, it had good enemies and villains, phenomenal gunplay and movement, and it had good humor. I love how they made references and Easter eggs to the previous games. Like, it was fun overall. However, there were several moments of just pure frustration. It was kind of annoying that one of my achievements was glitched, and I encountered way too many gameplay glitches, as you saw one of them in the intro. I'll even show some more.
I am so confused. Is this glitched or something? Like, why is there not an area that I could shoot? Am I tripping? Save and quit. Oh, look. That was not there before. Bro, it was glitched.
Of course, we still need to suss out what the substance actually
Yeah, see, that's how this looked before. Something gonna happen, or what's going on here? Buddy, stop twerking and get back on your legs, man. What are you doing? Bro, like, he really got stuck underneath the freaking map.
And that wasn't even all, that was just a few. I personally believe a lot of the side missions is kind of absurd. A lot of them felt like pointless busy work, but some were funny, like...
This game, man.
Tell they got a real knack for plowing. My topsoil's gonna be good and loose in no time. Thanks for the help, friend. Somebody come.
back page.
Oh,
I can certainly relate. Let me give you a hand.
the description. Shoot this guy and then no way, just crack his back. Yeah, shout out Borderlands 2.
Mind setting the mood a little first?
Hey yo, relax, brother. Lotion to crack you up? That's crazy.
Now, I know I spoiled some important moments, but I still left out a lot, so I still recommend it if you're a Borderlands fan, but it was definitely a mixed experience. Anyways, that's it. Borderlands 4 is officially 100% completed. Let me know down in the comments your experience and what glitches you may have encountered. I'll catch you in the next one.